Employees cost lots on insurance. All right, I'll call this meeting to order. First up, roll call.
Counselor Jury? Here. Mayor Levine?
Here.
Counselor Levine? Here. Counselor Thronson?
Here.
Counselor Morris is absent.
Next up, pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I have one change on the consent agenda. I'm going to add under 7 unfinished business, 7.4 recreational resolution for ball fields. Do I have any discussion on consent agenda?
There are just some corrections that I would like to have with, in the minutes, that an Allen is ALAN. And then Colin Anderson, and it was under the department reports, is COLLIN, and it's EN. Just spelling corrections is all I noticed. That's all I have.
And
No, Mayor, nothing that I can think of right now.
I'll make a motion then to accept the consent agenda with those few changes and spelling.
any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Oops, forgot one. Would we have to pull the claim till we approve?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
Which one?
What's the claim on it? It's Wayne's till we make that resolution.
Oh. Would be
208 something. 2054. And then we'll add it after we do the resolution. Okay. Did you get that, Beth? 2054, all right, sorry guys.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. All right, under appearances, Wayne, you're up first. Plan status, employee training, and discuss extra hours.
Now, plant status, we dumped 8 beds. We're gonna dump on top of them again, keep working at it. Got a pump for your off tank, so we don't end up with overflow problems. And got the bar screen off, which the motor blew, and got a motor for it, they just got put in on that. Employee training, Michael's been doing a good job. I mean, the city crew's been great to work with. When they need help, whatever, they're there. Yeah, I mean, I'm happy. The extra hours, I'd just like to just leave them there for now. Don't worry about them, see how it goes.
Okay. Do you have any information on, are we still renting that pump, that bigger pump?
I don't know.
How much longer we're gonna do that, or?
I know we don't need it now, I don't know, I think Eric told me it's gonna be a week.
Okay.
Isn't that when he read it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably been a week, so we'll have to check that
I
out.
didn't go down there today, so I didn't see if it was there or not. Other than that, like I said, it's going good. I'm looking.
All right, thank you.
Extra hours.
Pam?
Extra hours.
Yeah, can we get a little update on the storm? Like, any issues that happened during that, Wayne? So, just for public information.
I don't know.
With,
I know that some basements took water or sewer. I don't know exactly how many. I called in the bypass. We got bottles, we sampled it. I talked to the state. They seem happy how we called it in and the way we're handling it. There was nothing we could have done. Like the creek was too high to open the bypass, so that's why we had to use the pumps. It all just snowballed. There's nothing you can do. It's just not a good thing.
Actually, came out of it as one of the best cities around, you know.
Yeah.
In this area, in this general area, luckily we had that extra pump,
Yeah, if we wouldn't have had that, we
that's what
would
saved us. So I'm thinking
Yeah.
maybe down the line, we purchase a pump.
just for that product.
A
Just in
big
case
pump
that
like that to have on staff. in case of a big storm.
Well, it's just tough because of our bypass.
Yeah.
Because the creek goes up, then you can't use the bypass. You open the bypass, it runs in. Well, that's defeating the purpose, so you gotta have some way of getting the water. Yeah.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
So with the bypass being in the creek, does the creek need to be, was it already high because of the rain or does it need to be dug out?
Well, I
He
think
said he's just gonna be.
part of the problem is there was a beaver dam downstream. And it was retarding it a little bit,
Yeah.
but still the creek, they did dredge that somewhat last year, didn't they?
Yeah,
But it's just not,
the water came up so high that,
yeah.
and you can't,
That was so fast.
Mhm.
you know, lift
Yeah.
that pipe up
Yeah.
because it's in the ground right here, you can't lift it up, it can't come over the street.
Yeah,
So when I checked it, I could already tell that if we opened the bypass, we would have been made it worse.
gotcha.
Yes,
Because it will flow back.
that's why we started slamming them pumps in there and getting them going. They had a whole crew down there doing it. They did a good job of responding.
You guys did a great job for what you got handed to.
Yeah, they did.
Because it was,
That's the way that.
No, not good.
That it.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for the info.
Mhm.
Okay. Unfinished business. Discuss proposed East Itasca Joint Sewer Board bylaws. Red line changes.
Yes, so Mr. Lindsay is on vacation, but I wasn't able to find in his files, that's something that he had saved. And he did add, if you review it, there are some red line changes, he changed some things, I think he might have added a few things. I couldn't get a hold of him before the meeting tonight, so I'm not sure if that's his final, draft, or if he wants to kind of tweak it a little more, but that's what I have. I know that some formatting of the document itself needs to be done, but I don't know if he wants to add anything further on it.
Mayor, would you like me to take these and scan them in and send them to the council to review?
I think so. Everybody can look at it.
Would that be okay
Yep.
with council?
And then just, they're the exact same thing, and just the one, the margins were kind of weird, so I just put the one with
Oh.
smaller fonts.
So but you don't know if these were updated or?
Well,
they're-
the last I saw, he edited it on, last Monday, so I know he's been working on it, I'm just not sure if that's like his final, or if he wants to tweak it a little more, but,
Okay. When will he be back? Next week?
July 9th.
July 9th? Okay.
Is it a value to review the red without knowing if it's his final?
Yeah,
I
I'm
would say,
thinking,
I would say maybe, it's up to you guys, I would say you could,
let's wait till
and,
he's done then.
yeah, I would, at some point, I'm hoping to call him and see, and then I can email you guys and just let him know, like,
Okay.
yes or no, final, or.
Okay.
Okay, then take those back.
Yeah.
Which rolls us to the next one.
All right, 7.2, update 132 Elizabeth Avenue.
Yes, again, I looked through his files, I found stuff that looks like he drafted for it originally, which was from last June. I found, the order that he had to remove and repair the building. I'm not sure, so the next step that he would do is he would try to get the order that was from last year affirmed with the court. I'm not sure on where he's at with that process, or, again, I didn't get to talk to him, but when I do, I'm gonna follow up with him on that, so.
Okay. 7.3, we'll pass on that, supervisor's busy. 7.4, we need to pass a recreation resolution for the ball field.
I'll make a motion to pass a resolution to hire Wayne Levine to work down at the ball field starting June 1st of 2024.
And I'll support.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
We'll
Roll
have to
call.
abstain.
Counselor Jeffrey?
Yes.
Mayor Levine? Abstain? Counselor Levine?
Abstain.
Counselor Thompson?
Yes.
Thank you.
Motion carried.
Thank you.
And then I would like to make a motion.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I just rode by the fields. They look really good. There's a game going on. Everything's nice and brown where it's supposed to be brown and green where it's supposed to be green.
Yeah.
There's no yellow involved.
I saw them maybe in town now.
Yeah, oh, good.
I called there.
They're looking for volunteers too, to haul that.
And then, I would like to add claim 2054 back into the claims to pay Wayne, all right?
I'll support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Roll call? Do I have to roll call this? Do you two
Yeah.
have to abstain?
Yeah.
Okay, Counselor Jibri?
Yes.
Mayor Levine? Counselor Levine?
Abstain.
Counselor Thompson?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay.
All right, next up, new business. Approved payment of the whole M&R first quarter invoice for $31,792 to the city of Nashua for the East Itasca Joint Sewer. Any questions?
Yes. First of all, I would like to know exactly, we have gas slips in here for whatever it is. I'm not sure if it's for pickups, if it's for mowers, kind of what is the breakdown on that? If they're filling up gas in a pickup, they have one pickup that they use to drive out there? Or is it for, they fill up their pickup and we pay half the bill and they drive around town and use the gas? That's one question. Secondly, I'd like to know what the hourly wage is for Jason Martier, because I don't think that's listed anywhere.
Right,
Um,
we shouldn't be paying supervisor wages.
no. So, I'm kind of confused on how they're coming up with the rate. What is the rate, the hourly rate? We should know what that is. There's a lot of overtime. And I know this is from the beginning of January. So he was still, I'm guessing, going down to this plant here
Till May 1st.
till May 1st. Okay.
Yep.
He did do some training in St. Cloud, went to the water class. It looks like they did break down some of the invoices on this first net activity, whatever bill that is. They have the breakdown or the individual bills on the testing. So testing was about $1,800. We paid for half the annual permit fee, which I believe takes care of their plant, correct? But we pay for half of it, and do we buy a permit for our plant?
Yes.
Do they pay for half of it?
No.
Okay. Of course, the management fee, which is $2,500 a quarter, that's $10,000 annually for April Curdock to manage this wastewater operation, I guess. Phone, internet, utility is $16,000. That's a lot.
Yeah.
A lot for the quarter. Operating supplies, $22,000. So I don't know what they put under operating supplies, if that's all the gas they're buying. I don't know. I don't really see any other slips marking down supplies. So that's 22 grand, and that's half for us, so $11,000. So I guess I'd like to know what the hourly rate is for him. And looks
In the
like,
past, was the first quarter usually higher than the rest of the quarters? Beth, you know?
I don't recall that because I don't recall that.
I mean, 31,000 a quarter is gonna come out to $120,000 a year. I mean,
Yeah.
it's more than we used to pay for our other plant.
Yeah.
120.
This is half.
And we have a $2 million bond to pay off
As
besides.
far as the
Yeah.
gasoline is, no, they're not, this is prior to this, but the next bill that comes should be way less because they will be having to check their line every day. So they don't do our line anymore, so they've been paying for their own gas to the plant and back. That's your.
But we have up until May,
Mhm.
so this is the last quarter of
March, yeah.
23.
Right.
No,
right?
So
no,
that
the
hasn't
first
been-
quarter.
The first quarter. oh.
Hasn't been in there yet, so all that is extra cost.
Mhm.
So we'll have we'll only have 1 month,
See, when this,
April. I think he was done
Okay.
May first, yeah, supposedly.
the
So-
citizens of Keewatin were under the impression that this was a pond system. It's really not a pond system, it's a plant. It goes just like we used to have. We thought it was a pond system, you pumped it in there, you let it sit there for so long. Oh, there's 3 ponds, but it gets pumped into the first pond, and it gets pumped into the second and the third continuously, nonstop. They don't sit there. And then it goes through the plant, like it does ours, like we used to, and then into the river and gone. So, yeah, there wasn't really a lot of savings as far as operating costs when you look at this.
Not for us.
No, not for us.
Not for us at all.
And it will go less when Lone Pine hooks up, of course, will help us all, but
That
very
could change
costly.
too. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I'd like to know what Lone Pine is going to do when their operator refuses to go there because he doesn't want to do a bypass under his license, so we have to do it, but they have the license. This is a big mess. So it's not good.
at that point, we might have to go like we used to, contracting out. Yeah,
So what's our next step? Requesting all of that
Well-
information, right?
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'd like some break. I'd like to know what the hourly rate is. I don't think we ever got that, did we?
Well, those gas slips are legitimate questions also.
Right, yeah.
What you're,
I mean, what are they filling up?
Yes,
This one
Wayne?
doesn't even have anything
I would
on it.
like to know how many hours he's at that pond system. Even though it's continuous. I mean, I can't use
We
more than
have
an
to go-
hour a day. I really can't.
We have to go by what he says. There is no way that we know how many hours they're working. We have no idea what they're buying, what we're paying for. We get a bill, but we don't know what they're using it
we
for.
don't, yeah.
Did he use it at the plant, or did he use it for the city? Is it on their pickup truck? We don't know, Wayne, just like
They're not
gas, and
adding
all of it.
chemicals to that plant. They got UV disinfection, so that's power. There's no chlorine, no sulfur.
We're paying high electric rate out there. What was it,
We have good
$5,000
blowers.
$5,000 a quarter in electricity?
That's why I asked them if they had variable speed blowers.
And you can bet we're paying the regular price of the citizens are paying now with natural paying.
Yes, yep.
So, we hit on that.
But I honestly cannot believe.
We have no accountability to anything. The way this works out. It's all in his hands and April's. We just pay the bill.
So,
And
well,
if you
just,
complain about
Well,
it, we're
until
back.
that contract gets,
So-
the bylaws.
That's,
oh, sorry.
So would Counselor Levine like the mayor to take this back to the East Joint Sewer Board to get the answers to those questions? Are you tabling paying them until you get the answers to questions? Because we have to pay them.
right. Well, most of this is for the first quarter anyway.
Mhm.
So a lot of this stuff we're talking about is gonna come more as we move on now.
Okay, so you asked how many hours? Wayne, I just looked at the timesheets.
Yeah.
So every pay period, it's between 35 to 45 hours. Now, what we are getting billed out of that, I don't know. Because there isn't, hours, it's a total. So if we're getting half the hours, I don't know, we have a total bill, all of the hours and benefits is 16,200, and we're paying 8. We're paying half of it. So
Is it
I don't know.
2 weeks or is it a month?
2 weeks.
Yeah.
So 40, so that's half of his time.
Mhm.
And I find that part.
And that's only Jason. That's not counting Lance. So he's filling in as well. There's time sheets in here for him.
As there was last time.
So we should probably get both of their rates,
I think the only way that we could get total accountability to this is if Nashwauk had a guy for 4 hours a day, their employee, and we had one of our employees for 4 hour days out at that plant. That's the only way you're ever gonna have accountability. So we'd have to send somebody to school to get a license, and he'd work 1 hour at our side and 3 hours at the plant if needed. That's the only way you're ever gonna know. Otherwise, right now, it just, whatever he says, that's what we do.
And that would have to be in your bylaws though, too.
And they'll, of course, they'll fight
They would have
it
to
because
be- which
they
can be
a
changed
huge
at any
break by
time.
having that employee. Whether he works out there, he could be working out at the sewer plant, or he can be in Nashwauk all day because he's their supervisor.
Yeah.
And when we set this up, he was not the supervisor. They hired him after this. And then you wonder why we got it back. They're busy. They don't have time. Well, we're still paying all of the wage.
Pay for a GPS on his truck.
So,
I have,
I hate to have to do stuff like this.
Yeah, but it's for the better of our community, and that's what bothers me, it's not fair.
no.
It's a very, very bad situation.
And we know what's happened at the meetings. I don't know how I should say it, but the personalities on requesting data gets flared up when we ask questions.
Very
So,
defensive.
yes, so you can't get the information because they don't want to provide it. So then how do you trust what you get here? You can't. So,
If we ask questions, we get charged for it.
yeah, because we're a data request.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I guess we just need to get more information. Granted, they're gonna be done, but I don't know, moving forward, it's not, I don't know. He's washed his hands of our side or whoever.
Yes.
Yeah,
Well, she did it, really.
and so what are we gonna do? We're not paying, why would we pay for 8 hours a day, 4 hours a day, 1 hour a day? I don't know. What are we gonna pay for? We need clarification and we need to get it settled because,
I can bring this stuff up at the board meetings, but
Yeah,
I don't know what good the board meetings even do.
that's not.
And we didn't even vote. Our board, this was never presented to us at the board meeting that they were not gonna take care of the line anymore.
Right.
We never voted on it, never even was at the board meeting. That letter came from the city,
Yeah.
from the PU of Nashwauk.
Mhm.
So what good's the board? We spend all this time there trying to get this stuff figured out and
You don't get answers. They wanna run the show and they're pretty much running the show.
and we have the attorneys that are supposed to be getting together and looking into this stuff. This has been going on for a year.
A year.
They're looking into it and every single time it changes, so
Mhm.
I guess.
We need hard focus on it.
Yeah.
And we're not getting it. For answers for us, for our residents.
And the one comment that sticks in my brain is not coming here during the flooding and all that because we're supposedly in litigation with who?
And that's totally false.
Exactly.
There's no litigation.
So. I don't
There's
know where that's
questions,
coming from.
not allowed to have questions, I guess. Questions.
Yeah, there you go.
We've already done this before,
And
and we might as well pay the bill and, because this is from the first 3 months anyway. This next bill gonna be scrutinized,
Mhm.
and that's what we said.
So I guess
Together,
maybe, I'll make a motion to direct the city clerk to send an email to the city administrator regarding hourly rates for the employees, Jason Martier and Lance Hopkey. And the hours that they're at the plant. An update on that. How many hours are they actually at the plant?
that's wide open.
And
Yeah, they can say whatever they want.
more breakdown on the invoicing for
While we're
gas. And,
asking, yeah.
I mean, this one's literally blank. It's a copy of nothing. So, If it's 60 hours of time, then we'd like to know it's 60 hours or whatever. So we have an idea and a little more information on operating supplies.
How much were the administrative fees for this? Cause it's 10,000 a year, right?
2,500.
Oh, okay.
You said the, internet and that too. What was that?
Yep, that was 16.
That
So,
wasn't operating. though.
and that's utilities. So,
Oh.
I mean, that utilities was like $5,000 a month. So it's pretty spendy.
Okay, so we have a motion.
I'll support with the question follow.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried.
Mayor,
Yes.
so we're tabling this? Oh,
No.
we have
no,
to pay it.
We're gonna pay the bill.
okay, so I need a motion.
I'll make a motion to pay the first quarter invoice of $31,792.85 to the city of Nashua for the Eastern Itasca joint sewer.
I'll second it. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Motion carried. Next up, under new business, approve off-site American Legion 452 Club liquor license to the Keewatin Community Center on June 29th, 2024.
Support. Or I'll make the motion.
I'll support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Eight point three, discuss group benefits consultant with AT Group. Beth, do you want to comment on that?
I had the opportunity to listen to this gentleman at a MCFOA training. And then he came here to the city clerk's office. His name is Bill Singer. He took down some information on what the city pays for their benefits. And after just a little short review, he thought that he would be able to possibly save the city some funds. My question to him was how he gets paid, and he explained it to me that each one of our insurances has a broker that is named, and if we follow up to see who that broker is, we would know if it was being paid for through that. In doing so, we don't have a named broker for like our insurance agent. So his payment would come through that. We wouldn't actually, it's already being taken out of what we pay in our insurance. We wouldn't actually be issuing him a check. Did the council have an opportunity to read through his information in his packet? Would the council like me to set up a time for him to come speak to the council and explain to us how he could save us some money with our upcoming contract and stuff?
I think that's a fabulous idea.
I'd be looking for a directive for you to tell me to do that.
There's a lot of cities.
Can he bring us some information like on CASA too?
Okay,
I mean,
And what
as
they
long as he's
cover.
coming. Yeah.
Mhm. What
He can-
they're covered if they're the
Mhm.
same, because I know that Medica is a special one that you can only get when you're carrying a certain insurance, and that's that life insurance for $1.80. And that's what I'm kind of curious in this, where that would fill in, because that's in their contract for $5,000 a year, or $5,000 for life insurance. And that's why it isn't much in that contract. We went into the para where we pay half the 16, and that's the age one, so they get a larger amount. But that one Medica, I think, has to go with, that's why I want to see what his,
I think he would be a wealth of information. So if you guys would like him to attend, just let me know.
Sure. Yeah. You can schedule him, whatever.
Okay, do I need a directive, please?
No. We're on motion. Okay.
Direct me.
Director. Director.
Do you support it?
Sure.
Thank you.
That'd be me.
Okay.
Very good.
Thank you. Yep.
8.4, approve retail sales of cigarette and tobacco products for Keewatin shortstop.
I'll make a motion to move forward, allowing them to buy or get a license for tobacco products.
I'll support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. 8.5, adopt resolution for fire department to apply for and accept funds from the Minnesota DNR grant with a 50% match up to 10,000.
I'll make a motion.
I'll support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. 8.6, discuss removal of dead tree on leased property at 532 Second Street North. Okay, this is a tree up on the north end of town. It's bad. It needs to come down. There's also another tree, a couple hundred, maybe 100 yards, I don't know if it's that far, across the street, that hanging over the street that needs to come down. It's bad, rotted. As long as we're doing those, if we're gonna consider doing those, there's a tree at Cinco's, I'm not sure the property. That one has to come down, that's 3. And I would like to cut these trees down by the bank. There's a couple dead ones there behind Carecash's and on the bank property. And we can gain permission to cut that tree down today if we want to. So that's 5 trees. Well, I see no reason why our city crew can't cut them down. We got a line truck, go up there, limb them down and take them down. I don't think we can have a private service come in and do it. It's gonna cost lots of money.
Yeah.
1,000, 1,500 trees. We have the summer help, you just limb them, Rob, that's the way I used to start at the bottom, limb them all the way up, load them in the truck all the way, and then just cut them 2-3 feet at a time from the top all the way down. It's so you don't, if you're worried, you're a little bit nervous about dropping a whole tree, you don't have to, you just cut them a little bit at a time.
What is going on with that tree? I'm good with this, but I would also like to add that one down on Taconite Avenue that we sent out that
Sure.
certified letter and
Oh.
that he would be assessed that.
I ran into him the other day, walking that way, and he told me, "Oh, don't cut it, I'm gonna cut it." Well, then he didn't. I come back there again the other day.
But
and
he
it's
was
still there.
told that there was only a certain amount of time he had, and I don't
Yeah.
know where, how all that fell through, where we're at. with
Was it a
yes.
certain time to respond,
Yes.
not to cut it?
7 days on his ticket. I believe.
7, okay.
And then if he doesn't, then you get a ticket, and then you got 14 days to do it. And then if you don't, we do it, it goes on his taxes.
And Officer Whitney is in tune with this.
Yeah.
He's-
Okay.
But he told me when I was there, "Oh, I have nothing to do, I'll cut it down." But I don't want to cut those other ones. I said, "You don't have to, just cut the one that goes underneath the sidewalk, the whole stump goes right up."
But then he's gonna have to grind that out because it's lifted,
Right.
it wrecked the whole sidewalk already. Okay.
He's gonna have to get that out of the way, and we'll have to pull our slab and whatever.
Here.
Yes.
So would you like the city to write a letter to notify these people that the city crew would be removing these trees?
Well, some of them, like Cinco's, is gonna have to be a letters deal. Chris is gonna have to send him a letter. Because he's made the statement that he's gonna let God take care of it. So,
Does someone live in there?
no, it's Cinco's nephew. So he needs to get a letter to take it down.
Okay.
7 days and then 14 days and then we'll see what happens after
If they
that.
don't take it down, then we can.
That's a really big tree. That one kind of scares me if our line truck will go high enough for it. So we
Okay,
might have
so
to
the
relook
ones
at
that we
that one.
want to do are the 2 up there and the ones that Spire.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Okay, I guess I'm in favor of it if they're gonna do it. If they go through the chainsaw training through MMUA.
They did.
There we have
They
it.
already did it,
Yeah,
okay,
and we
then
just
I'm
bought new
fine.
chainsaws too,
Okay.
so they're good
I
to
just
go.
wanna make sure they got the training.
Yep,
2 trees on the north end of town and Spire.
yeah, behind. One on Spire, I don't know if they're all on Spire, they might be all on it, because Part of their property goes behind Cash's Lodge. It's really weird, it's like a L from ground.
Is this gonna cause an issue
With who?
with going on private property for other people that want trees down?
Well, possibly, yeah.
That's
Yeah, it always
that's
does.
another concern. If we're
But-
going back there, I mean,
All these trees are rotted trees that are safe.
because the ones up here are on leased property, which we are the lease owner. Going on the bank property, that's a whole different ballgame. So I'm not too sure about that.
Well, you
These
can
two-
send them letters like. you're
Right,
saying.
I would send them a letter asking,
Otherwise, what we had done in the past with Beth's situation was had someone come in and
Well-
do it and assess them that whole home.
If we just hold off on the bank a little bit, it's
Yeah.
gonna be our property if we take it,
Yeah,
okay? So then we can have our guys cut it down.
true.
We'll just
We'll just-
prioritize the trees.
I say those two. I'll make a motion to
We
cut
just
those
get those
two.
two for now. And
And-
send letter to Cinco and the guy,
Okay, I'll make a motion for the street, Public Works Department to remove the 2 trees on North Second Street.
Mhm.
I'll support.
There's more, isn't there?
Do we need a date on this? Before what, the end of August or September?
You can discuss.
I don't think that you, those,
They're gonna,
based on the wind yesterday.
they're not gonna last.
alone,
Okay.
Like, they're gonna fall on somebody's
Okay.
house.
yeah,
How about, right after the 4th of July then?
Yeah.
They're already-
How about if we say by July 12th?
Yeah, they're just.
End of
the
July?
branches are
As
just
soon as
bending.
possible, but no later than July 31st.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, I'll
Okay.
amend my motion to approve that.
July 31st, you need a second?
Yeah, I'll second it. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Okay, then I'll make a motion to send out letters to the 2 addresses. I don't know what their addresses are, but the 2 people that need the trees removed. The bank and whoever owns Cinco's property.
Cinco.
Frank Grishel.
Frank or Sean.
Supported by, I mean,
Elizabeth.
Who was second?
I'll second it. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. All right. Next up, any committee reports?
I guess I could give a little update on the 4th of July. Buy some tickets. We have them for sale. I think we have what, maybe 20 left, so
I have one.
you have one, okay. They're going good, so, yeah, if you haven't bought one yet, please support our 4th of July celebration. We have everything lined up, ready to go. We will be doing a medallion hunt that's sponsored by the Main Dry. The winner will get a kayak and a paddle that will be hung up at the Main Dry next week, and the clues will be starting, I believe, on Monday, and they will be posted at the Main Dry. And then whoever finds the medallion is the winner of the kayak, and there's no entry fee. We have the parade on the 4th, the wrestlers from 4 to 6, Hobo Revival from 6:30 to 10, and then on Friday, all kinds of street games and the axe throwing, the band, fireworks, and that's about it. So, what?
What?
2 whole days.
Okay, I got some updates on projects we got going on. Keewatin and Ashwaubenon Projects USA showed up today. We plan to go on site this week to work on the punch list. That started. We have a training session set up for July 2nd down there for getting trained on, so our crew is trained on what we trained on Ashwaubenon for already. We have to do that. Because, so everything goes smooth when we have these high flows and stuff.
And Mayor, the city paid for Jason Martyr to be trained at the sewer plant.
Yeah.
With the understanding that he was taking care of our sewer plant, and now we will have another fee for them to come train our.
Yes, it's not cheap.
So I recommend that we,
I think we will send Ashwaubenon the bill.
or get our money back for paying for another training.
Okay, the O'Brien Reservoir project has started, trees have been cleared and they should start working out there. So we'll start getting our building built up there. And then, First North Street, KGM continues to make progress, curbs are completed and sidewalks. They told me today they think they'll have them done by the 4th, which would be nice. They said, and then about a couple weeks after that, it should be all done.
They look good, they're working fast.
Oh, yeah. So, that's all I got, other than,
I have one
go
other
ahead,
comment.
Bob.
I just want to thank everybody on the cleanup day, or the day of action. Everyone did a great job. Sorry I couldn't be here to help out, but we were out of town on vacation. So yeah, sounds like lots of compliments. I watched the video and everybody was happy, so.
And I heard the same from the people that had stuff, or the opportunity to have stuff done, they were very happy and appreciative, so. And they said the volunteers were very nice
Mhm.
and helpful. So it was good job.
Anything else?
Mhm.
Get,
Oh, wait.
Your support.
all in favor?
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.
I gotta check.